So, all right, I got this other track that's got crazy reverb on it. Reverb makes it easy to play, man. Let me turn this stupid thing off. Somebody get me a doctor, right? Reverb makes like your long notes. Try not to look at the camera, right? See, now that the camera's on, I'm self-conscious. You start thinking, oh, well, I gotta play something good. Anyway, what I was gonna say before I turned it back on was, the thing about playing guitar more than anything is muting the other strings. It's the hardest thing to do, at least for me it is, and you have to constantly concentrate because you can miss a freaking note, or you hit a good note and the open string is ringing and you... So... This guitar I haven't played for very long, barely a year, and it's getting used, a lot of getting used to. I like playing a Strat way better, but I just got sick of my playing a Strat. Everybody does it, so. All the guys I like the best, anyway, they play Strat, but I figured Jimmy Page played a Les Paul, at least live. And then you got Van Halen with the humbucker. He loved the Les Paul, you know. In fact, the 5150, or what is it called? The Wolfgang is really just a Les Paul with whammy. So this is, I mentioned this once before maybe, but anyway, I put the Wolfgang set of pickups in here, and these things fucking scream. I realized a long time ago that there's certain things to get your bends to sound really good, and guys like the guy from Free, or I don't know. There's all these old school guys like Joe Walsh. I love Joe Walsh, man. They'll play a Les Paul, and it's all in here. That's one of the things about the Les Paul that's different than the Strat. People say Les Paul is easier to play, and it's like, it is, but if you want to bend the string, bend the notes, you got to do it with your hands. You can't, there's no just, you know, and it's so easy to do. I had to stop doing it, because anyway, you got a pentatonic vibe, right? So those are your notes, right? So you want to make sure you can bend. I used to just cheat and say, I can just go, if I want to go from E to G, I would just bend F sharp up to G like that. And I'd be like, you know. But you know, even if you want to avoid the F sharp and just play straight up, like right there. The point of the pentatonic is you have to bend from the notes, the other notes in the scale, so that it has that coherent and sort of cohesive quality. And I mention his name constantly, but I realized this from listening to Yngwie. So that he bends the way he bends. Of course, he plays eights supposedly, tuned down a half step on a scalloped fretboard. I don't see how it's freaking possible. These are nines, which make me feel like a girly man, but I had to go down to, I had to lower the gauge as I've gotten older. But anyway, I'm not trying to kill myself no more. Back in the day with the 11s, oh yeah. And I'm tuned standard. But anyway, so if you're pentatonic, if you want to get the D note and go here, that's how you get that. Overshot that one, but the D to the E, of course, classic whole step. You know, but this one, you know, I'm goofing around a little here. So, now that one is the G to the B. That's your Albert King right there. I'm not saying that that sounds like Albert King. Albert King freaking rules, man. All right, so I'm not saying, just saying that the Albert King idea is you got the root, the third, and the fifth. So now I'm always afraid I'm gonna bust my little E string. So now, of course, he had it up here. He was pulling towards the floor because of the way he played upside down, left-handed, blah blah blah. You know, everybody knows. If you don't, just look him up on Wikipedia or whatever, Albert King. But yeah, he's a legend. And anyway, yeah, when you're bending stuff, if you don't do this now, just try it out a little bit and see. It'll give you some. It just makes it feel good. Instead of this, now if your intonation's not all there, you know, of course it makes you want a vibrato too, so. See, that's the half step. Listen to the difference compared to this. Plus, when you release it, you can come back down to the root if you want to. So, or you can go the F sharp, but if you go get a little Dave Gilmour vibe with the. I'm not saying I'm, you know, just saying like you can bend to more than one note. A good little thing to practice is this, right? And then I love it. It sounds like you're drunk or something. You know, let me try that one again. I mean, how many different ways can you get those same notes? But this one, I mean, go ahead for the major third. Okay. Now the B string, the G string, I will do this all day. I don't care. It's out of tune probably. That might be, you know, so the high E, I'm always worried like, is it, what if it breaks? It feels so small, you know. But and I don't really bend on the low strings too much. The low E. What's that Zeppelin on the DVD on the Zeppelin DVD that has a desert on the front? On one of the menu screens where you're like looking for the bonus tracks or whatever, the bonus clips. There's a live beginning of Heartbreaker where you hear Jimmy Page go. Whatever, but that something like that. I forgot exactly how it went, but it's really freaking cool. Yeah, bending the notes, man. I talked about it before. With that thing, the tapping thing, but well, I personally don't tap that much as I love Edward. I just don't. That's his thing, you know, and all that. But I love that. Yeah, if you're doing major pentatonic, now this is maybe another video I could do this, all this stuff, I guess, over and over, you know, whatever, until I make a popular video. But anyway, bending major third is cool, below the major six, rather, up to the root. So if you're in, you know, what's a good key? I mean, A major. So. So you got to be ready to do it. You don't just want to bend, always bend from the G, from the flat 7, because it's going to sound, sometimes it sounds too rock or blues and it's not as sweet sounding. As B.B. King might have said, he would call things, he would talk about the pretty notes and the sweet notes. But anyway, so if you're in A, but let me try that again. And of course, pre-bending, you know.